All right, we have the lovely Ingrid Andress on Pure Country, and I feel like since the last time I saw you, things have pretty much exploded.
Yes, it's been very busy since February.
So first song out, Ladylike.
Yes.
I want to talk about that one because I feel like that's such an important song for you, but for also fans, whether female or male or whatever. What was it like getting the response you got to that song?
It was very encouraging because the song is so autobiographical. I thought that I was just letting the world know who I was. And then it turns out a lot of people feel like that's them too. And so I was like, oh, I have like a whole squad of people who totally understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that was like a really cool feeling.
And I think it also, I had men say, I can't believe that women feel that way. That's crazy. So that's kind of a cool side of it too.
Yeah.
That it appeals to everyone, which is
Yes.
nice. And where are you in because there's 5 kids, right?
Yeah.
So where do you fall in the age group?
I'm the second oldest.
Okay.
But
and so
we're only like 13 months apart.
I feel like you're kind of a protector a little bit too of your younger siblings.
Yes. I mean, but they'll do whatever they want. And like, we're all very like independent people. So everybody just kind of learns from their own mistakes. And if we have any advice, everyone's always like, okay, I'll figure it out for myself. I'm like, okay, I'll just see myself out. That's fine.
I love it. So you grew up in an athletic family.
Yes.
And then you went totally different direction into the music
world.
world.
Most opposite.
The most opposite. What was your sport though growing up?
I played soccer for the longest, and then I switched to volleyball because I got bored, and then that's what I wanted to go to college for.
Okay.
So I was like very into volleyball in high school.
And was music just kind of an outlet where you would just write and you realized music became a thing?
Yeah, I think music was always a hobby for me because my mom started me on piano when I was 6. And I just kind of always did it. Instead of doing my homework, I would like play piano and sing, and I was in choir, and nobody really told me that music was a career because nobody around me,
when you're as good as you are, it's a career.
Right. Well, I mean, I feel like most people just thought you had to win like a singing show like American Idol or something in order to be famous. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. But then once I found out that you can there are so many other things in music that you can do, I was like, oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
So you kind of honed in on your songwriting craft to start, which I feel like a lot of people have done, and maybe most people don't realize that, an artist has been writing for years before they actually become an artist.
Yes. It takes a while to figure out what your sound is and what makes, like, what do you have to say? And that doesn't just happen overnight. Like,
no.
It's definitely a process.
And so one of the songs for sure I want to talk about is Writing Boys for Charlie XCX.
Oh, yeah.
Love that song.
Thank you.
How did that one, because I mean, you listen to that type of song and then listen to yours, you found kind of your music.
Right.
That's definitely on the other side of it. But how did it, come to a point where you're like, okay, that's one I got to give away?
I mean, if it's a personal story, it's hard for me to give that song away.
Right.
Like in every song that I write, even if it's not for me, there is like still a little bit of me in it, but it's not, me telling you like what my life is.
Right.
So, but songs for me, it's like, exactly who I am after you listen.
That's tough to give to someone else to sing.
Yeah.
So have you had that moment now? Because, I mean, obviously as a songwriter for so long, it's like you're writing for other people to record. Mm-hmm. Now you're focusing on you. Have you had a moment where you're like, I want to keep that one for myself?
Yeah. There have been moments where other artists want to cut a song that I wrote, and I'm just like, I like that one for me. I'm sorry. And it's weird because as a songwriter, you like want other artists to cut your stuff. So it's like a weird transition from being a songwriter for others, and then now for me, I'm like, oh, I guess I get to cut this, which is cool.
Yeah, because I mean, it's tough to say no to big artist that's like, I really want to record that. But I think that's a cool part of you growing as an artist and being able to say, I think this is a good decision.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah, it's tough, but like got to stand up for yourself.
I like that. So if you were I feel like you're a good role model for young artists.
Well,
putting a lot of pressure on you right here. So if you were kind of giving some advice to a young songwriter that's kind of struggling right now, what's kind of maybe advice you got that helped you through?
I guess, you're going to get a lot of no's, and it's important to keep going and just wait for that one yes, because as long as you believe in your music and are open to critique and like, you know, not so like, just be open to people's criticism, because you're going to get a lot of no's at first, and there's a reason for that. Not all of them are right, but you need to understand that it's a process and that it's all about, like, I'm still getting better to this day. Like, I always want to be better at songwriting. And so being open to criticism, but also believing in yourself. It's like this very fine line.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of finding the positive in the negative, which
exactly.
is tough to do.
Yes. And it gets difficult at times because you swear your song is like the best thing ever, and then but I've had songs like that where I now look back, I'm like, oh, I totally get why that person said no.
Yeah.
Because listening to it now, I'm like, oh wow, like no.
Right.
Well, yeah, you were so right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just about being honest with yourself.
I like that. So working with, I just keep watching the videos over and over again. Karen Fairchild and Kimberly Chapman, A Little Big Town. What was your feeling sitting at the piano looking up at them? Because I feel like they're just magical women.
They are, honestly. I that's why I couldn't really look at them all the time, because I knew that I would just lose it in like a freak out way. I would just be like,
they're right
like,
there.
give the worst smile ever on camera forever. Yeah, so I mean, they're so good, which is also nice because their harmonies are so tight. And so when we rehearsed the songs, it took like no time at all.
Yeah,
it was
I don't
amazing.
doubt it. That's so cool. And that's something cool that, you know, at the beginning of your career now as an artist, you have that to cherish.
Yes.
Forever.
I can't
and they're
believe
such champion. It did.
Yeah,
it happened.
It happened.
It's a real thing. Okay, so I want to ask you a couple random questions.
Favorite?
Who is your favorite person to follow on Instagram?
Moist Buddha.
Okay.
It's like a meme.
I was not expecting that one. I like that.
It's hilarious.
Okay.
I love a good meme. That's the way to my heart.
I'm gonna have
just
to check it out.
Just write me a good meme.
What is your go-to snack if you're looking to pig out on something?
Potato chips.
Nice.
Hands down.
Great choice. And what song are you jamming to right now?
Oh, there are so many good ones. Lauv is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope.
Great choice. I like him a
Yeah,
lot.
he's a good kid.
All right, and last one. I feel like you're going to be traveling a lot in the next little while, but what's one spot that you want to go to that you've not been?
I have not been to Australia yet, so.
Okay. Do you get to cross that off soon?
I do.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm so excited.
Yay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Always good to see you. And I'm sure we're going to hear lots of new music from you coming out soon.
You sure will.
All right. Ingrid Andress on Pure Country.